Hello, my U-Turn family. Welcome to the U-Turn Show. If you are new, this is a platform for empowering our communities through impactful conversations, real life stories, and resources for youth and women. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we gather here to spotlight voices that challenge limits and those that reminds us that real change begins the moment we choose to turn in a new direction, to make a U-turn. So, if you are navigating change in your life, looking for clarity, or building the next big thing, you belong here. So, share this conversation and stick with us as we begin the real talk, real growth, real U turn.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. You're welcome to today's show. This is a U-turn conversation that usually come off on every Saturday evening from 8 p.m. is African time, 7 p.m. South Sudan times. And you can also convert it to your local time. We are grateful today that we will host you. Um, if you are new today, this conversation has been going on and it is still going on, and we welcome you. If you are our member who usually watch us here, we are glad that you are here today. Please, at the comment section, tell us at what time you are watching us. Also tell us where you are watching us from, and just wave us, greet us, say hi, and you can also share the message, the live show, so that other people who also want to watch this conversation of today, they can also watch it. And we are glad to have you today. So my name is Liv York. I'll be your host today. Our conversation is going to be based on agriculture, agribusiness, and entrepreneurship. We have our host who is going to come on shortly and will tell us more about the agribusiness and will introduce himself. And I believe that you will enjoy this conversation. I thank you. I'm seeing some people there that it is at 8:11 in Bulu. Thank you so much for joining us. We are glad. Cheer and we continue. At this moment, I would like to welcome our guest to introduce himself, to tell us something that he like most and what we don't know about him, because I cannot introduce him. He has more about, he knows more about himself. So our guest of today, you are most welcome. Introduce yourself. Our audience are actively, they are waiting for us. It is already 8:11 in their side, and we were supposed to start exactly at 8. So what can you also tell them? They have been waiting for you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Do you hear Kuol or no?
Can you hear me now? Wow.
Yes.
Sorry for that. I'm so excited to a point that I forgot that my mic is still unmuted. Okay. First of all, I would like to appreciate the introduction that is done by Liz. And secondly, I would also want to welcome everybody that's here today, those people that are on a journey of becoming better and trying to make a U-turn. So today, Today, basically, we are here to actually look at two things. First thing is, can we be able to do or venture into new territories? Secondly, how can we be able to use mentorship and communication to propel us to get forward so that we can be able to achieve what we need in life? Me being here, it doesn't mean that I've already achieved what I need, but I believe that I'm on the right way to achieving what I need so far. So that is what I will have to start with. And my name is Kuol Deng. Majority of people that are in Kakuma refugee camps know me. They know me. Once I was a teacher there. I've taught there for over 7 years. After that, I realized I have to move on to do new things. And the new things that I moved on is now what we are going to discuss. That is agriculture, agribusiness, and entrepreneurship. So thank you for joining us today, and let's make this interactive. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, wow. That was a very nice introduction. And I'm also happy that you are also a teacher. Me, I love teachers so much because their mind is ever open and they are so engaged, like they like engaging students and people around them. So thank you so much for that nice introduction. For those who have just joined us, please try to share. Tell us where you are watching us from. You can also drop your question on the comment section. Please, there are a lot of people who also want to watch this and they are not here, so they might be your friend and somewhere. So thank you for being with us and still stay with us. Um, to our guest, as we are going through, I don't know, is yeah, all right, that is good. So we are going to start our conversation today, which is about agribusiness. So it's going to take us through about agribusiness and entrepreneurship. Um, so our first question to you, Mr. Kuol, is that wait, you say you are agribusiness, and whenever you start the business, there are a lot of things that you need. You have to take courage, and you also have to take risk so that you start the business. So please, can you tell us what moment made you decide to change direction and take a U-turn of starting that small business that you have today? And also, you have to tell us also which kind of business you are also doing, and yeah. So you're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Liz. I believe I've captured the question that you're asking. It's about what made me make the move to venture into new venture. Secondly, what business I'm doing, and so I believe that's the question you ask. So first of all, I would like to mention, as I mentioned before, that I've been a teacher for 7 years, right? And in the Kakuma refugee camp, for those who have been Kakuma, they know the kind of jobs that we have over there. Majority of times, you'll find out that there are no jobs. The only job that can be able to hire many people, like let's say 100 people at once, is teaching. So teaching become like the go-to kind of profession for everybody. So I was that kind of a go-to kind of profession for teaching, I taught. And I even realized it's the calling for me because it's all about serving. So I was so passionate about serving. I reached a point that at least I realized I need to be a professional teacher so that I can be able to get something on my table because of the responsibilities that I have. And it happens, what actually made me realize that I need to shift professions or do something better is the time I realized I took about 2 years studying or becoming a professional teacher. And at the end of the day, when you study or you upgrade your career, you have it in mind that I'm going to get something a bit like to improve my life or to get a raise. But what shocked me was that in the camp, everybody is at baseline, regardless. Even if you have a master degree, you have a diploma, you have a PhD, the employment over there is designed in a way that everything is baseline. Everybody is paid, has a form for lever, and you can actually provide quality education if you do not have trained teachers. So that became a challenge for me. After moving and becoming a professional, I realized it was a ceiling for me. I could not move further, and the payment that I was expecting, I was not able to get. So that was the first thing that made me realize, okay, I think I need to reconsider and do something better, or maybe something for my increasing responsibilities. That was first. Second, I believe it's the thing that actually pushed me to take the leave. I remember I remember there's a teacher that taught me in standard 5 some years back, 15 years, maybe something like that. And in my role, like I've rose in teaching, so I was given responsibilities to take care of junior secondary school as the principal, something like acting before that. So I find myself in the recruitment panel. We're trying to recruit some teachers, and it happens the teacher that taught me in standard 5 enters looking for a job. And at that point, the guy, I was looking at him. He never recognized me, but I believe I recognized him very well. And I was looking at him, the way he was dressed, it didn't please me. And the way he looked, and I realized is about mid-50s there. And then something clicked in me. I was like, damn. So if this was my teacher, and these were the people we were looking up to maybe one day we're going to be teachers and we'll change our lives, and he's still in this situation. So what will make me difference? Probably I saw myself in him and I was like, nah, I think I have to do something better. So that gave me a push to actually think of doing something new, you know. And I believe that was a situation whereby I was able to know that, you know, at some point, Kakuma, it's a confined area whereby the kind of things we do there mostly are you go teaching, you get the salary, you feed yourself, you feed your family, and you stay there for that long time. You find somebody teaching for 15 years without changing anything. So at that point, I realized, damn, I believe if this is what is going to happen, then in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, I'm going to be in the same shoe like this teacher of mine. So that is the situation that made me realize I need to shift. Then don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that teaching is, it can, I'm not trying to like discredit teaching, no. I'm trying to say that at some point in life, you just have to see yourself, you reassess and become aware and try to see exactly where do I have to go as an individual, regardless of serving. You, there are some ways you can be able to serve. And there are other jobs that are very, they are very honorable. You can be able to serve the community in the right way. So don't take me out of context. I'm not saying that teaching is bad. It's, in fact, I'm a teacher I'm a life teacher, definitely. Like even what I'm doing here, I believe I'm trying to teach in a way, you know. So that's what I can say, and thank you for that question.
Okay, that is so amazing. And you have even really answered some questions that I didn't ask you. You have already explained yourself and how you started. So that was so inspiring. And I hope some of the teachers will not give up. Yeah, being a teacher doesn't mean that you cannot do other business and other stuff. So when I was still in the school, our teachers used to tell us that teaching is a call. And actually, I even point out that it is surely for sure teaching is a call. Someone, even if you are not a teacher by profession and you have that love for it, yes, you can do it. And that is it. Teachers are also poor, but it's not definitely true. They can never be poor because they have mind. They also bring up the doctors, the pilots, the politician, everything come from the teacher. So how can someone with the knowledge be poor? So thank you so much. And you really took a very nice U-turn from there. So can you also try to tell us something maybe you didn't highlight about as you grew up in a Kakuma camp and you see like it is a refugee camp, there are a lot of limited sources, and you see also being in a Kakuma, it is also not your place, like it's not your place of origin. As a refugee, how did that life in Kakuma really shape you to take the decision, the action that you just you have taken? So can you tell us something about that?
Wow, that question is a bit deep. I believe, you know, I've stayed in Kakuma for over 20 years. And what happens is that most of the time you are in between Kakuma as a refugee. And if I can recall very well, one thing that I can say about the life in Kakuma is that it's a life of resilience. It's something that it has taught me the resilience and how to take responsibility. That's one thing that I can be able to say, because, you know, in Kakuma, when you are in Kakuma and you are also the firstborn in a family, it means that you have to go the extra mile. We know in our communities, the firstborn are, most of the times, they are parentified. And they are given roles at a very young age that you have to take care of the family. You have to be the example that the family has to at least look up to. So that requires you to have a strong zeal and a strong will. And in Kakuma, the one thing that I can attribute like Kakuma to have changed my life so well is that it has given me the zeal to actually lead, to take the responsibility, knowing that it's on me. I don't have to wait for someone else to come and help me, regardless of being in that situation. So that's one thing that I can be able to say. Secondly, in Kakuma, over the years, you will realize that majority of people, the only thing that they lack is the opportunity, but they have the strength. So you'll find myself, I can say that I'm one of those guys that has the strength. If there is no opportunity, I have to look for it. I have to find the opportunity for myself if there is none. And the strength is there for everybody. And the only thing that I believe it's missing is just that ile ya kujituma, being there, being go-getter, Sorry for using Swahili. It pops up like that. So that's what I can be able to say. So Kakuma has changed me in a way that I've become so resilient in life, knowing that at least I don't have to stay here. I've coined a phrase, not a phrase, sorry, a quote that says that I was never meant to stay there. That is what I've coined out of Kakuma, that even if the situation has actually put me there, or it has put us there as South Sudanese and other communities that are in Kakuma, you are never meant to stay there. Come to think of it, if somebody comes to Kakuma at 2000, others came to 1992, and they're still there until now. So the opportunity has been taken away, and it just needs somebody to actually think out of the box and do something different. So that's what I can be able to say. And Kakuma has really played a major role in my life, Yeah. So even where am I today, it's just because of being there in Kakuma, looking at the situations that are there and trying to do something new. So the one thing that I can tell you is that you are never meant to be there. You can find your way out of Kakuma and try to do something better. Yeah. And it doesn't mean those who are in Kakuma are not doing better. I'm still in Kakuma, and there are people that are actually doing so well. The only difference is you just have to know where you are heading to in life. Are you settling for less, or do you need to do something better, or probably something bigger?
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that incitement. I think those who are listening, they have really have more insight about you, and then how you started this journey. There are some people under the comment section who also wanted us to use maybe the dialogue. We are so sorry about that one. There are a lot of people who are watching us, and they also don't understand Dinka. And it is not something of any kind, but we wanted everyone to listen and to also have to take part in this discussion. So next time we will do it. We will try to see what we will do about that one. Thank you. And to those who have just joined us today, we are with one of our agribusiness is his name is Kuol Deng, and is having an onion farm that is in that side of Kakuma. So please, if you are in that side, you also have to see him. And he's so inspiring. He's also a trainer. He's also a teacher. So you can also reach out to him. He has a lot of experience, and you will learn more about him. So our guest, thank you so much for answering those questions. And as we are still continuing with our conversation, so please, you have talked about how the life has been in Kakuma, in refugee camp, being a refugee and other things. So can you also tell us something about how did you turn that decision for you? How can you turn that? How did you turn that decision into action and start your journey in agribusiness? So I think in that side of Kenya, I see there is so much, people are so much into agriculture, the weather is favoring and other things. So how did you stay in Kakuma refugee camp and seeing a lot of opportunities, and you change your mind from being a teacher and you come into agribusiness? So how did you take that decision into action?
Okay. Thank you, Lith, for that question. First, I will say that the whole point was to actually try to do a new thing after I resigned. By the way, I wrote my resignation letter, and I said I was done with it. So, and when I did that, I did not have let's say a backup plan of what I'm supposed to do. I just realized that this is done for me, and first thing, it gave me the clarity of what I'm supposed to look at next. So, and most of the people that are in Kakuma, they know that mostly they see me walking with books. And I remember I got an inspiration from a book. After by the way, I was jobless for about 6 months without a job. And one thing clicked for me, that I need to start with what I have. Because, at some point, I was thinking, if I need to start a business, I need to get maybe somebody helping me with money, big money, like let's say 1 million Kenya shillings for me to start the business. But I realized that I need to just start with what I have. So by starting with what I have, I realized the only thing that I have at this point is the knowledge. I do not have the capital, but I believe that I have the knowledge that can fire me forward to platforms where I can be able to actually get something like money. So what I did was I was looking for some ways to get out of the camp, and I came. I stumbled on an opportunity for leadership training. You see, so that leadership training gave me the platform to actually present my skills, to actually tell my story. So that is about starting with what you have, because I never had the money. I only had the knowledge and the skills to look for something new. So I started with that. And how I stumbled upon this opportunity is something coming from the leadership training. We passed through Laikipia on the way from Nyahururu, between Nyahururu and Nyeri. So I passed through a certain town and I saw like this town gets a lot of onions. Like, how come that a small town like this have lots of onions? So I was so curious. When we were going for the training, we went there for some days. When we came back, I was like, can you stop the car, stop the bus? I need to inquire something from these people. So what I did, I went to one of the stores and I was like, okay, how do you sell these onions? It seems like you have lots of onion over here. They were like, yeah, we sell them and it's not that expensive. So after hearing the price and comparing with what people are being sold at in Kakuma, I realized this is an opportunity, because in Kakuma, there's a big difference of almost 150 shillings by then with what is being sold on the other side in Kenya. So my thought was like, what do I need to do to take this opportunity back to the camp so that people in the camp can be able to assess or get that fresh onion and crispy onion. I was like, okay, I need to start. And I remember by then I only had about 10,000 on me. I had only 10,000. So I purchased my first stock with that 10,000 to try it out. And I got myself around 10 to 13 bucks over there, transport them to Kakuma, and I was able to sell. I'm telling you, the profit that I got over there was mind-blowing. Like, it was a lot of money to a point I was like, okay, so I think this can be something that I can be able to venture into. So that's how I start from my 10,000. I was able to multiply the 10,000. I got some good profit in it. So the last time I came, I was coming with about 50,000. That was huge for me because firstly, I never thought that I would be into agribusiness. I was not even having that in mind. Second, I never thought that I will be able to be on the other side of Kenya, of Laikipia, somewhere that I've never been into. For 25 years that I've been in Kenya, I've never come into this place. And I remember after completion of my high school back in 2016, I went back to Kakuma directly. And since then, I never moved out of the place. I only moved when I went for that leadership training. So that is one thing that I realized. Number one, starting with what you have. It doesn't have to be something big. You just have to show the will and start. And the rest is story. The rest is story for me. From the 10 bucks to 50 bucks to 100 bucks, and now to 4 acres of land that I'm farming now. So you see, so that is that's what I can say. Yeah.
Oh wow, wow. That is so inspiring. It is really going well, and I pray that God will add more hectares to your land, and you will do more. I think you will also be importing to South Sudan, and I also pray that you also have another farm in South Sudan. We have a lot of land, and the market will also be booming. So keep it up.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
takeaway from this my conversation is that it starts with what you have, and I also people who under comment also, if you are listening there, please tell us what have you taken away from this conversation. Tell us also what you think about it, and how are you taking this U-turn into action. So it starts with what you have, and you also read books and leadership. Some people, they don't attend leadership trainings because they just want something that they will get something after there. But having knowledge is something that is essential. I really have really taken that advice from you. And before I ask you another question, you have to also tell us which kind of book is that you were reading. Maybe some people also wanted to know, and they will go and read, and they also have another business idea. So maybe there's someone there who wants that business idea from that. So tell
Wow.
them, which book was that?
I'm telling you, I'm that kind of a guy that reads a lot of books. You know, I love reading, by the way, and it's only take one book for you to actually change your life. One line in a book can change your life as long as you read, and then something clicks in you. You'll be like, "This is what I need," and you have to work on it. I remember reading a book called it's 21 Laws of Leadership, written by somebody called John W. Maxwell. Yeah, John J. Maxwell. Okay. And this guy was having a thought of, if the situation, like, okay, I'm trying to remember the exact words that were used in the book that actually put me to think about. It's like, no matter what the situation presents, accept it as you has chosen it. Period. Don't go against it, but just accept the situation that you are in. So, and I was like, okay, if this is what the situation has done for me, so it gave me that thinking mentality to explore more and to dig deeper into myself, trying to realize and see what do I need to do to actually move forward and do something new. So for those who are readers, for me, there are three genres that I do read. Okay, let me not say genres, but there are three specific areas that I read, that I have a collection of books. Number one is communication. Number two, it's about leadership. And then number three is just about psychology of man or humans. So human psychology, leadership, and communication. And the reason as why I'm doing that is because, number one, I value I value mentorship a lot. I also value communication because I've realized the power that communication has. Like, whatever that I'm doing, like moving from 1 acre that I was doing to 4, and we are like moving way beyond that as we speak. It's just as a result of me being able to articulate my vision and my ideas to the right people at the right time. Okay. So, and that is one thing that I've realized. Communication is one thing that I have to make sure it's done. So, reading books on communication, reading books on leadership, and also reading books on human behavior or human psychology. So that is what I can be able to say for now. Thank you.
Oh, wow, that is so great. And I've seen somebody have already written it down. So 21 Laws of Leadership. Please go and read that book. I'm also going to look for it. Maybe
Leadership. Thank you.
I will come. Yes, so maybe I will come out with my business idea. Maybe there's something that is going to click in me, and I pray it's going to happen. So thank you for giving us that one. It's a good idea. So as we are moving forward, please, if you are in the comment section, tell us where you are watching from and what is your takeaway from the conversation. If you also have a question, you also write under the comment section. And please share, try to share it on your page. Some people also would like to watch it and maybe even after, so they will still watch it. Thank you. To our guests still, so I have another question for you. So you have really talked about into detail about your business, your agribusiness, and it is so inspiring. And we know that whenever you start a business, there are a lot of challenges that you go through, and there are others are tough, others are just normal, and you get also criticism and other stuff. So, what has been your toughest challenges in starting up the business, and also what did it teach you when you were starting up, when you passed through all those challenges? So what lesson did you learn from that?
Whoa. Wow. Okay. First, I think I'm going to categorize it into two parts. Number one, one thing that have stood out for me is the challenge or a problem in balancing, number one, the business and your responsibilities. That is one of the biggest challenge that every entrepreneur or every new person venturing into business have to face. And it crutches almost everybody for you to balance the responsibilities that you have and also the business that you have. And one thing that I've learned is most of the times there are lots of emotions that are involved because you know how important your people are, the family that you have, your relatives. For us, the South Sudan is like you need to help everybody once you have something that you can be able to show that you need to help. So that is one thing. So, and we are always tied to the thought that we need to help everybody if we have the position to help. So that's one challenge that I need to go through. And by the way, it's actually cost me a lot. I remember back in the year 2024, I was seeing lots of money coming in. I was like, I'm getting rich, man. I'm getting money, you know. And then I was like, this money that I have here, I was not having the difference between the business money and the money that I'm supposed to use on my responsibilities. So I was mixing everything up to a point that whatever I give to the family should come out of the business. I just give without thinking, knowing that at the end of the day, the business I'm doing purposely is to change the lives of the people that I love. But one thing that I never realized was I was actually draining out the well. I was draining out the business, you know. And then over time, I realized that if there is one thing that I truly believe in is that you can never pour from an empty cup. Never. You have to fill your cup first before you are able to fill the cups of others. So that thing, that realization is the one that changed how I operate the business, to have the difference between the business money and the business that I have for the responsibilities. And this is what I did. For those who need probably the practical part of it, because I've realized that is where majority of our business are failing. I remember I lost a lot of money to a point the business was almost collapsing. So what you can be able to do most of the time is you'll find out that you do not have the buffer finance, like the money that you've put aside for any other work or emergency. So for you to actually do something better, you have to have your business money. For instance, if you have $1 million as your business money, it should be that $1 million belongs to the business. You cannot touch that money. Second, you have to look for other ways of getting that 50,000 or maybe 100,000 to sustain your family for that month somewhere else, not from the business. Okay. So, and that was where my problem started, because I was like, oh, okay, I have the business money. Why don't I take the business money, give it for the responsibilities? And then I realized over time, it's getting, the business is not going well. So that is one thing. And that I'm taking time on that because that is the major challenge that is ever there for you to balance your responsibilities and the business. Another challenge that is there is lack of knowledge and the inability to learn, you know, because I remember when venturing into agriculture, For me, by the way, I never did agriculture. I did agriculture until from 3 and dropped it. I did business. And then I found myself back in the camp teaching agriculture because there are no more teachers to teach agriculture. So I was using, in Kakuma Secondary School, I was using my knowledge of Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and my ability to learn more, to pact on knowledge, like stacking knowledge, realizing this is something that you need to do. So what I'm trying to say there is your ability to learn. Are you able to learn something new? Like if you were to join agribusiness today or agriculture today, even if you have done business and you have to join today doing agriculture, do you have the capacity to learn the new things that are required for you to actually move that business forward? So those were the two challenges that I had. And the second one was not actually a challenge for me. It was like an added advantage because number one, I've created a platform of constantly learning, trying to make sure I get to learn something new. Second, I was just open-minded. I'm that kind of a guy. If you tell me, Kuol, can you do this? I will not say no. I will say yes. And then when we actually start, I will be like, okay, how do we do it? Then I'll learn through now the job. I can't tell you no, but I'm going to learn as we move forward. And you will realize, at the end of the day, you will realize, okay, it seems like you're kind of struggling, but you will see the kind of motive that I have, the motivation that I have, and the commitment that I have. So at the end of the day, you will end up learning something. And that is one thing that I can say. So the challenge was balancing emotions or responsibilities with business. Secondly, having the strength to learn new things. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That is so inspiring. It was so amazing. And my takeaway from it is that you have to keep your money for business aside. Don't put the family inside. It's there. There is somebody who was doing a business, a shop business, and people started cooking from it, and a business did not spend 2 months. To make me to remember that for now, that idea for sure. So when you combine the business and the family together, the business will totally die. So that was a great point. There is also a question there.
Before that, if there is one thing that I've also, like it's an observation that I've seen from majority of the South Sudanese people, back in the camp, you realize, I don't know how to categorize it, but it seems like we like copying a lot. We copy from what we see rather than thinking of doing new things that have never been done. That is one thing that the youth has, because you realize in Kakuma, I remember around 2019, there was this rising of new salons coming up. The young ladies were now realizing that they need to step away, they need to step forward, start doing the beauty industry, establishing salons, and it was flooded. Like everybody wanted to do salons. You'll find just only in one row, you will see about 4 salons in one row. For men, you will see everybody's trying to open a charging center for where they can be able to charge SIMs, maybe the phones. So what I'm trying to communicate there is that the inability to think out of the box and see what is not happening, what is not in the market. And then that is where you have to actually, when you realize something is not in the market, you can be able to introduce and you capitalize on it. Because I remember when I saw the opportunity of onions, a place where there are more onions, and where I'm coming from, there are no onions. So I was like, this is simple math. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I just need to take what is here, put it there, and life moves on. So in business, it's not about copying. Like if you see Kuol is doing onions, is doing well, you don't have to go there. Maybe you can do onions and venture into the new market. But if you come to the market that I'm in already, I'm settled and I'm doing things, okay, it's better in business if you think there is something new that you can be able to bring in so that it can provide the experience that was not given by the initial entrepreneur. It's okay. But copying and all that, like that one for the saloon, majority of them are failing as we speak. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can also add about mobile money. So when you come to South Sudan, everyone also want to have a mobile money. I don't know who started it, and now some of the mobile money they are not functioning because of that one. You put the mobile money here and then next like that. So I don't really know what is wrong with us. And I think some people like you also need to teach other people how to have your own idea and also have to start. I can also give it into to you also to tell them that how do you get your own idea so that someone when you see someone is doing such business, so what action will you take so that you cannot copy the same idea of someone so that you also work on it? But how do you do it to have your own idea? Can you have something to tell some people like that, like how should they
Okay.
think from their own perspective?
Okay. First, I saw someone writing that, Kuol, you are from Kakuma refugee camp, and how did you find the opportunity to start onions in Laikipia? Okay. What I did was, yes, I was in Kakuma refugee camp. Even now, I do go there. And what happened was, I went on a leadership training. Uh, I was on a leadership training session. And then as I was passing by, I noticed there was this specific area that they were doing farming. And so I realized this is one of the opportunities that is missing in the camp that I need to bring to the camp. And that brings me back to the question that you asked. For you to identify a business opportunity doesn't mean that you have to overthink it. No, it's just a matter of intentional observation and awareness, period. Like wherever you are, you know the situation, you know how things are being done, you know what is there and you know what is not there. If you do not know what is not there, you just have to be intentional with your observation. For instance, in Kakuma, if you go there, you'll find that uh, the shops that are there are general shops where they sell almost everything, but you will never find things to do with agriculture that are there. And you will realize that the those who are providing those agricultural products are overcharging the customers. So if you connect the dots, you will be able to come up with a new solution. You see, maybe you realize that maybe in the camp, there are no potatoes in the camp. The potatoes that are there in the camp are very low, they are little or they are inadequate. Hence, at the end of the day, for you to buy, you need to have like 150 shillings to buy 1 kg or 200 shillings to buy a kg. And if you are in a business of frying chips, like you are frying those kind of chips somewhere else, you are going to sell it expensively. You see, so there, if you see it and connect the dots, maybe probably move somewhere else, like in Kenya here. There are areas you go there, you'll find that, I'm telling you, my brothers, you'll find there are farmers that are farming. They do the farming of potatoes, they do the farming of onions, and they sell them at a very cheaper price, depending with the seasons. And the reason is, at some point, majority of farmers do not have the capacity to transport their produce to the market on time. So majority they do spoil. So they have to just throw them away at a throwaway price. So if you have the capacity, like when I came, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. And then I just capitalized on it. So to keep it short, you don't have to reinvent anything. You just have to be intentional, and intentional observation is very important. And you just have to be aware of your environment. The solutions to our problems are not coming maybe from God or from somewhere else. It's just within us, from what we see and how we pay attention to what is there.
That was so nice. You have really touched that point, and I hope we will take something from it. Okay, right. We are sorry for that, and we wish they will start it again. So you have really explained well. According to you, this is another question to you, because according to you, why do you think that like mentorship and communication are important for young people today who are trying really to succeed in life? So how do you see the importance of mentorship to the young people?
Wow. Mentorship. By the way, if there is one thing that I've learned over the years is the importance of mentorship. Mentorship is very important. Like, you know, if you look at a situation of a teacher and a learner, a teacher stands there not just only to deliver the knowledge, but to mentor. Majorly, it's all about mentoring. And mentoring is just about showing the way, telling you, this is what I've done in the past and it works. So instead of having, if you have two doors, there is A and B. Without a mentor, you cannot tell, do you have to enter A or do you have to enter B? But if you have a mentor, somebody that has actually entered A and entered B, they have entered A, they failed, they tried B and they succeeded. They will tell you immediately without you going through the challenges, maybe going through 100 years, 20 years for you to know that you need to go to B. So the important thing about mentorship is it shows you the way. Somebody comes here, held your hand, and move you through life, telling you this is what you need to do. It's not all about telling at some point. It's not all about saying this is what you need to do, but it's all about guiding you through the way. So mentorship show you the way. And about, I think that the other one was about communication, right? So about communication, by the way, it's one of, uh, I'm telling you, communication is one, it's among the fears that majority of people have. The fear of death, the fear of water, and then communication. Communication, in fact, stands at number one. Everybody fear to be given a chance to speak, even if they have that uh, idea, the most brilliant idea. And it happens maybe back in high school or in schools, you realize there are those students that are very sharp, very genius, but they cannot be able to deliver or to actually teach somebody else. That is communication. So for you to capitalize on the ability that you have or on the business that you have, like the business that I'm doing now, majorly it has been influenced by my ability to communicate. I'm not saying that I'm already there, but I know that I'm able to do something. I'm able to deliver. I'm able to tell my story or make a point in a way that somebody can be able to understand and move them through what I need or move them through the idea that I'm trying to tell them. So for you to move somewhere else, if you have been shown the way, it is now on you to make the move to communicate, tell the world that this is what I can offer you. Like now we are here, we are trying to mentor somebody, we are trying to tell someone you can start that idea or that business that you have been thinking about. You can start going back to school if you did not complete the school. So they just need to hear it from us. It's not that the people do not have the ability. It's just they need that push. And that push oftentimes comes from communicating. Thank you.
Oh, that is so nice. Yeah. So we need to be shown a way, and today I think we are enlightened. We have shown the way how to start our small businesses. So please, if you are listening there, you are also watching us, please try to share. You also tell us what you have taken from this conversation, and we would really appreciate it. It is so educative. It will help a lot of young people around there. So thank you so much, our guest. So, I also have one question for you, please. Can in setting up some of their businesses in agribusiness? Some people they don't really like to start. Like you cannot go and start farming and other stuff, because all of us we want to be clean, we want to stay in the offices and all these things. So, what do you think that it scares these people go to farm and have their own farm, because I know, especially in South Sudan, you don't have to buy a land. There's no need for you to buy a land, and there is plenty of water if you want to do irrigation and other things. So what do you think really scare them to start their own business today, especially in
Wow.
agribusiness?
Okay, thank you for that question. You know, I'm laughing because that is one of the things that interests me a lot, and I believe it's within my mission. At the end of the day, that is what I need to achieve, to inspire people, to show them the way that this is what you thought, but it wasn't right, and this is the right thing. Uh, I believe the most factor that is influencing the youth is about what we have been told, or what an idea that has been handed over time. You realize back in South Sudan, I remember when I came to Kenya to study, I was told, Kuol, you're going there to study to become a lawyer. So it's something that I was told. I was told you have to study to become a lawyer. Somebody has been told to study to become a doctor. Somebody has been told to study to become an engineer. So the pattern is our culture prioritize those white collar jobs, and they are belittling this kind of dirty jobs that they feel it's dirty, the blue collar job where you have to roll up your sleeves and you actually get into the farm or get into the field and do something. And over time, what I've realized is there is money where majority of people do not go. So to come in is that the problem that majority of the youth as South Sudanese that we have is the fear of uncertainty. We always fear, we are not certain of what we need to do. We have that feeling, what if I start and it doesn't work out? What if I do not have the ability to do it? So, number one, what I can say is that agriculture, it's not just about farming. If you have been thinking about agriculture in terms of just taking the djembe or that hoe, you go and dig, and it's not about that. Agriculture involves a lot of things. It is a system by itself. It's an ecosystem by itself. Number one, it involves you to actually go to the farm, do the farming, which is just one part of it. It's one bit. There is distribution, there is supply chain. You have to supply, you have to distribute your products, and you also have to have stores where you can be able to store, or we call them the warehouse. So even the knowledge of the market itself, how the market functions and all that. So agriculture is not just about farming. It's not about that dirty job that people think it is. It is dirty for some time, and at some point it is not dirty, So it's a big ecosystem. And what I can be able to tell our people, and I think I've been posting about that on my social media most of the time, that we have been thinking this way, that we need the white collar jobs, but in real sense, what we really need to move our country forward is to do these blue collar jobs, like farming. Farming, it's one thing that when we do, I'm telling you, I wrote sorry, I did not write the articles, okay? I read the article, and it says South Sudan imports vegetables over $600 million yearly. From where? Uganda and Kenya. Over 450 million goes to Uganda. And we are always complaining that we are a poor nation. So what if we come up as young people and start farming? If Kuol can farm onions, somebody else to farm onions, the other person or to farm other vegetables and other, it's all about farming. So like what other people are doing now, you'll see that there is this influx of rare wine, People are moving to rare wine. They think this is what we are going to do. Majority of people are there, yes. But do we have the market within the South Sudan? No. Do we have the necessary facilities to actually facilitate rare wine? No. Do we have the government that is supporting rare wine to maybe make some deals with the countries that we are exporting to, like Congo? I don't think, no. It's on you as an individual to go do the fishing, do your own storage, and even to transport your own stuff to Congo or to the market. So it's like a whole thing. It's a whole kind of spectrum. So what I can urge the youth is that you just have to start with the little that you have. You can be able to farm a sorghum, and you do it. Yeah, I understand. I understand the finances are not always on our side as the youth. But if there is one thing that I've realized over time is that you do not need even the finance. You just need the zeal, the vision, na kujituma, period. I like saying that word because kujituma means you have to send yourself in direct translation. Send yourself and do the work. Barot chogam, to kabisa and do it for yourself. So once Jenny Rodgam, once you feel that you are the go-getter, go get it. Even if you do not have the capacity, there is someone somewhere that you do not even have an idea, and they have seen what you are doing, and it is in alignment with what they need to do in life or what they are doing. They will reach out. They will reach out and be like, yeah, Kuol, I've seen you, you are farming. So what do you need for me to support you so that you can be able to do something or reach more people with what you are doing? So at that point, you have started with less, but now you are attracting people that are willing to support what you are doing. So that is one truth that I've realized, that most of the time you do not have to have that big amount to start something. You just have to believe in yourself, believe in your ability, start small and show it to people. I've been writing some articles, showing some pictures on my social handles, and people are like, well, why do you always have to post about this? Why are you boasting? And I'm like, my brother, you won't understand. You won't understand until you are here. Yes, you will not understand the reason as why I'm posting until you are in the place that I'm in currently. One, it will inspire somebody to know that even if you are in Kakuma refugee camp, you can be able to start farming, and they will start farming. Number two, it will show somebody that has the same alignment to support farming and reach out and be like, well, how do I support you? Because at some point you do not have everything together. At this point, even I can't say that I have everything together. There are things that I'm still envisioning that in the next few years I'm going to attain. And that is it. So that's what I can be able to say for now. Yeah.
Wow. Look like Liz is frozen on my end. But I think this is the right time for us to chime in and actually share our reflection. I've been taking a lot of notes, but I also want to acknowledge that we actually lost our president on Facebook at least like 5 minutes to 10 minutes early on. So we were just streaming on the YouTube, and that's why the engagement went down. Especially, we lost a lot of participants that were talking. We had like more than 30 participants on Facebook. There were around 30 to 40 people, watching us. But due to technical issue, I don't know, StreamYard just stopped that streaming. But many people still followed us to YouTube and they were engaging with us. So really showed that this conversation is a conversation that the time has come. And for me, to be honest, I just want to start with the last part, like social media influencing and how actually you are changing people's mind. From the moment, I followed you online, I have started even thinking about farming even more. You make it so attractive. Yeah, when I see you on your farm with your gum boots and being proud and happy, and the many people you have employed that are working on your farm, it really empower me. It inspired me. It showed me that, there are a lot of opportunities there. It's just only us to observe and to really tap into that. And for sure, and to do what you said, the three words, zeal, vision, and commitment. Yeah, you sell yourself on your vision every single day, and that's what it needs. So you are really living that dream. you are influencing it, you are sharing with the world, and I am really inspired that you keep doing what you do. And I hope that you will attract more people, like-minded people, to join you on this journey. We are gearing up, and of course, you will influence other young people who have been brainwashed to believe that education, and farming, they don't go together. You can be as educated as Kuol, you are educator and you are teacher, but you are still a farmer. Because being educated doesn't take you from food production, because people need to eat and you have to produce. And God said, go to the world and be productive, and you are doing it in a good way. So that's what I've learned. I have also learned another point of communicating value. So you talk a lot about mentorship, but even in mentorship, there is that you can be mentored, but if you have not been empowered to communicate your value, then definitely that mentorship will not go far. So that was very powerful. Thank you for that. Another takeaway from this conversation, which I have been struggling for the last many years, maybe going now to 10 years, is that ability of really, because of the condition we have grown in Kakuma, we have, we have this guilt, this survivor's guilt, or this savior mentality that if you get $1, you want to divide it to everybody. You want to share. And you've said very nicely that you cannot pour from an empty cup. I need to hear that and again and again. And I even look at put it on my wall so that I see it every day. That's like a silent seminar. I wake up and I read. You cannot pour from an empty cup, right? You need to fill your cup. And that is a big challenge, especially among South Sudanese, even us in diaspora. We come here, we work hard, we get these few dollars, and instead of doing something big that will be sustainable, something that is generational, we are stuck on survival mode because we want to save everybody. We don't know the difference between business and the personal responsibility. And you really shared how you struggle with that and how you overcome that. And that was very powerful, that we should keep business business and keep personal personal. Those things has to be separated if we are thinking long term, if we are thinking intergenerational. Then that is very important thing. So I take that away. And lastly, so that I give our kids some time to share a reflection. You talk about starting small, like 10K. That's less than $100. I don't know if anyone in youth, the thing actually 100, just 100 to start something. And if you many people who reach out to us, the youth, and they say we need money to start. We need a capital, just 100. And many people actually have smartphones that cost more than 100. Right? So if someone take like a money like that 100 instead of buying smartphone, but investing in something like business, or even a part of supply chain, right? Like buying onion from you and go and sell them from wholesale and go and sell them at retail, they will be able to make profit. And that does not take them to the farm to do that job. They just become part of the supply chain, as you stated earlier, that farming is an ecosystem. So you can either take the marketing part, or someone come to you and say, okay, I have the skill, I don't have money. Can I promote your onions? And if you get the sale, I can get a commission of 5 or 10%. That person will make money off their knowledge. They don't even have capital by being a marketing for your services, or for other person who is doing farming and don't have enough time to do all the marketing, to go knock door to door at different restaurants to sell them the onions. So there are so many opportunities that young people can actually take advantage. And you rightfully say the only thing that person need is that observation and awareness that you need to take action. So thank you so much. This has been really a productive conversation, and we'll make sure we retrim it back to Facebook, because a lot of people spend time on Facebook because nothing really inspiring outside. So they need to, need to hear this. And it will be a part of productive mission on Facebook. So thank you, and back to you. Maybe Alakir, and then you can send it back to Liz to conclude with the guests.
For sure, for sure. Thank you, Kuol. Thank you, Lith, for leading the conversation, and thank you, Kuol Deng, for showing up today and inspiring all of us. Like a Kuol, it's my dream to be a farmer. Now, how to get there is why I'm here to listen to you. I believe even if we were taught, I think a lot of it's not just South Sudanese. A lot of people were taught to just go to school with the promise of you get a job in an office and that's it. But the reality is different. Some people are postgraduate, maybe 5 to 10 years, and they realize this life is not for them, and it's really time to explore what exactly you can do. Just to tie it to the Easter, it's Easter weekend. Even Jesus was a carpenter, right? He was creating something. You always have to create something. And then he followed his dream and vision of becoming the teacher. So I'm really inspired. I've learned so much. Definitely gonna read the book, and continue to watch your leadership and your inspiration for the young people. Yeah, I don't have much to add. I think you've nailed everything. Lip, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm also sorry, my network has been off and on, and it might have impact on our living Facebook page. And I'm sorry for that, and I pray that it will not happen next time. So I'm really happy, and our conversation has been so productive. Though we don't have our Facebook followers, those who like watching us on YouTube, on the Facebook. And I'm happy that there are some people also watching us on YouTube. So thank you so much, Denga Chek, for being with us. I'm also happy that our guest of today has really done a lot.
Have we lost her again, or is it my internet?
I cannot hear Lit.
Oh, okay, so it's just the final U-turn message from our guest to really summarize his conversation. If someone come today, just attended and want to know what we've talked about and what's the major takeaway to young people, to community leaders, to business ecosystem, or policymakers that might come across this video, what would that message be?
I can't hear you. Are you still talking?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was just stepping in to the last question that our host was about to ask, and that is your final U-turn message.
Okay.
If someone just joined the conversation right now and you just want to hear a summary of the conversation and one key takeaway or two key takeaway, what would that message be? And if you were to advise young people in generally, or our communities, or our leaders, what would that message be to them?
Okay. Thank you so much, Akwal. So far, I really appreciate this conversation. It has been a learning curve for all of us. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story and to tell my fellow youth that everything that we have been thinking of or even aspire to do is doable. It can be done. So for me to wrap it up, if somebody was to come now, like to join us now, what I would tell them is that you need to get out of your comfort zone. And by getting out of your comfort zone, that means you need to try new things, things that you have never that you have never done yourself, things that you wish or you aspire to do in life. You just have to start them, like doing them now, rather than waiting for that specific time or the right time, as they call it, for you to do it. And yes, it is understood. It is understandable that at some point in life, as youth, we do not have the financial capability, but there are there are individuals, there are institutions out there that can be able to just fund the idea that you have, and Even people that are watching your life, they're seeing what you are doing. They can be able to change your life in some manner. So that means that you need to start with what you have rather than waiting for that big move for you to do what you need to do. When you hear people saying that I started with this small, most of the people will be like, this is pep talk, this is motivational speaking. But it is not. It is not. It is actually someone telling you, this is what I've done and it has worked out for me. So, as they even say it in the Bible, whoever listens, whoever have ears will have to listen. So when you listen, and not just listening, but you have to act on what you have learned, act on it. That action, it's where the difference is. People hear, people get the knowledge, but when you do not act on it, automatically nothing is going to change. So the line is in between the actions. And uh, we in fact we have been born in a generation whereby uh, there are things like social media that can be able to change your life. They have the capability to change your life as long as you know what you need. So the point there is you just need to know what do you need at that specific time, and you work on it. Definitely then it will work out for you. And to wrap everything up, yes, at some point, the government do not actually provide the needed resources, the needed support for our people, but we are the government by ourselves. We can be able to support ourselves. If a Kuol's come and said, yeah, Kuol, I'm going to take care of the distribution, the logistics of this business. Lith come and says, okay, I'm going to take care of the storage of these products. And Monica comes and said, okay, I'm going to be the face. I'm going to do the advertisement for what we are doing. Then you have become a force. You can be able to achieve it just without even the influence of the government. You can be able to achieve something. And if you look at some countries, like if you look at Kenya, the youth in Kenya are the one shaping, like they are the one kind of moving the government actions towards where they need it to be done, because there is no government without the youth. And if we do not over rely if we do not over rely on the government, saying that the government actually need to provide the security first before we ourselves provides it, then becomes a problem. And what I'm trying to say there is that yes, there is a lot of insecurity in our country, and insecurity, it can be erased by people coming together. For instance, if people start farming, they start doing things, then automatically it might gradually, maybe after some time, after some maybe 10 years, there will be change. People will start seeing the positive life of it. They'll start seeing somebody's life has been changed. So when people see and they believe, automatically what happens? They start doing, they emulate and do the things that they have seen. So that's what I can tell you for now. And by any means, we are not saying being here, like myself being here, I'm not saying that I'm already there. No, I'm saying that I am on the way doing what I believe is right, and it is in line with the mission that I need to achieve at the end of the day. And the most important thing there is the ability that I'm capable of doing it, and the ability that I'm able to learn in the process to achieve what I need to achieve. So you are never meant to stay there. You can get out of that area that you are in and maybe find yourself somewhere else and do something new. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. And many people are asking, where can we find you guys? I saw a comment from Deng saying, where can we find the page of our guest? So you can share your social media handles or where they can find you, and we'll be able to close our show. Liz can conclude and close the show.
Yeah. Okay. You can find me on Facebook, Kuol Deng Tama on Facebook. Kuol Deng. If you write Kuol Deng Tama, you will be able to find me there on Facebook. And then I think the group of UTAN are going to tag my name on this after this. So definitely you can be able to connect after that.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, sorry. I'm back, but my network has been so poor. I don't know what's really happened. I'm sorry for that. So I don't know, maybe you people have gone so far, maybe your U-turn messages. So I was like, actually, you can just finish. I also be like someone who have just been done because I made miss up there. So I would like to welcome you.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we've shared our U-turn messages when we're on and off. So definitely want to echo, your dedication. Well, we made you 2 miles. Look at all day. You have committed yourself. No matter how many times the internet kick you out, you come back and continue as if nothing happened. So that is the dedication, the zeal, and the vision that you need to complete this show no matter what. So thank you so much, Liz, for your leadership. And thank you again, Kuol Deng, for sharing your time, your wisdom with all of us and on the YouTube and empowering young people to look into agriculture as a business opportunity, as an entrepreneurial frontier. Something that, right? And that is the only sustainable business if you want to do something. There's so many vegetables, but a big deal now. Anyol chin gwala bugo kwal. So there's so many things you can do and make good money. So the $5 billion economy eating. So now I hope you have a wonderful weekend. There's nothing more to add. Just a lot of thanks for those who have invested their time and to be here and to learn and get one or two ideas to to go and implement. It's one thing to hear, it's another thing to take action. So Kuol Deng challenge us that we have to take action from now. So you can put it in the comment section what action you're planning to take if you're open to share and we'll be your accountability partners, or you just write it on your notebook like myself and we are good to go. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Kuol. Thank you, Lakit. Thank you. Let's see you next time. Bye.
As we come to the end of this conversation, I just want to take a moment to remind you that the growth doesn't happen without taking a new direction. So if there is a message that has given you some clarity, some courage, or even a little bit of push towards the positive direction, I want you to take that with you, sit with it, go offline with it, and encourage you to continue to invest in your personal growth and say thank you for taking the time to be here for yourself and for the community, for the growth of the community. The U-Turn is not just a show. It's a community where real talk, real growth, and real U-Turn happens. So until next time, stay empowered, stay intentional, and never be afraid to make a U-Turn. Thanks. Bye.